Hi, it's Naomi with Naomi Tarot. If you would like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. I'm still offering readings, life coaching sessions, spells, incantations, and spirit channeling, in addition to therapy sessions or counseling sessions. I also could do it as a life coach. That is separate, though, from the tarot and astrology. So we're going to start on pick a card. I want you to concentrate on numbers 1, 2, or 3. Concentrate on numbers 1, 2, or 3. You picked message number 1. Message number 1, you're being asked to confidently go in some direction and to be decisive about your direction. Either that or somebody who is a king or queen of wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is going to communicate with you and reach out to you very soon. There's some kind of message they want to give you. It's very important. They're very passionate about it. They're very excited to tell you, and they're just maybe it's something they've been wanting to tell you for a long time. Maybe it's some good news about promoting you in a job you have, or it's a lover you have that wants to share something more with you, or it's somebody you're in a relationship with that wants to take it to the next level. But there's somebody who really wants to tell you something. Either that, or these cards are asking you specifically to take on the energy of Ace of Swords and King of Wands, which is being assertive and confident with your decisions and communicating and going forward, and also knowing that you deserve the things you want in life and communicating that to the universe, to yourself, and going out and getting it. Swords energy is very much decisive. It's in the mind. It's about communication. It's about speaking to yourself and others. And Wands energy is very much about passion and direction and enthusiasm. So it's about having that know-how and that direction and that decisiveness, but also having the passion behind it to get you moving forward with your plans. If you chose message number 2 talks about a time of waiting, a time of uncertainty. And message number 2, you feel a little bit on your guard, 7 of Swords. You feel like maybe there's not enough left for you. Maybe there's not enough and you only have a limited supply of things. And, you have to grab at everything with scarcity. You have a scarcity mindset right now. And you feel like if you don't hurry up and grab all these swords, somebody else will take them. But you see there's still 2 left over there. Not everything is gone the way you may feel like it is, and not everything is impossible the way you might feel like it is lately. And you're at this time of waiting, and this interim, and this time of waiting, not because it's a purgatory, that's a negative way of defining it, but because it's meant to be just a hibernation period for you. You're not meant to scramble into action and grab everything for yourself. You're meant to also be willing to know that there's always going to be enough for you, and that dreams can still be achieved regardless of how old you are, and that things are still possible for you. And don't defeat yourself, and don't feel like just because there's this time where you're uncertain or you're waiting or you're in this hanged man situation, it doesn't mean that everything's going to run out, that you've got to scramble to grab these things. 7 of Swords, it can also mean deceit, deception by others or by yourself. So it can talk about the need to get clear about what you really want, and use this time of waiting to get clear of where your direction is, or to just get clear of how you might have lied to yourself in the past, how others might have lied to you, and how you could change the future. But I think this really talks more about the fear of scarcity and the fear of not having enough, or not achieving something you want, and letting you know that it is okay to have those times where you have a lull or things dip down a little bit, because they will improve. But you can't let it defeat you. You can't let it make you feel like this is going to be this way forever, If you chose message number 3 says you may have experienced some kind of heartbreak, but you're releasing that. So you had a disappointment when it came to a job. If it wasn't a job, it was a lover, it was a relationship, marriage. There was some kind of disappointment. Maybe somebody in your life disappointed you. That's a family member, a child, a brother, a sister, a mother, father, somebody close to you disappointed you or hurt you. And now you're finally rising up from the situation and saying, okay, now I'm going to start to pick myself up from this feeling. I'm not going to let myself stay in this energy forever. I'm not going to let myself feel this sense of depression and sadness and being let down. I can't always control what other people do, but I can control my reaction, type of thing. It's not to say that you always have to be happy, but it's also to say that people are going to do shitty things sometimes, and they're going to disappoint you. But that doesn't mean you have to stay in this 3 of Swords energy your entire life, saying to yourself, oh, woe is me. Why did they do that? What about me made them do this? It's not about you. It's not about what about you made them do this. It's about who are they that they did that. It's not about you. And you have to stop putting that focus on you for that. And rise up and say, again, Wands energy, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to blame this on myself. And I'm going to release this sadness. And it's not to pressure you to say you have to release sadness or depression like today. You know, I'm a therapist also outside of this and a counselor. So I will never tell somebody you have to do this now and shame them into doing that. But it's to say that you don't have to hold on to it forever. You can acknowledge it. You can say, you know, I feel shitty. I feel sad. I feel upset. I feel depressed, whatever you feel. Say it out loud to yourself, acknowledge it, but then release it, move on from it, because you don't have to stay stuck in this feeling forever. Okay? So that was just a quick pick a message or pick a number. Now, I already pulled 6 cards for the Harry and Meghan tell-all book. So supposedly there were some journalists who claim they've spoken to Harry and Meghan, or insiders that know Harry and Meghan, but there's no actual proof that they did. And these journalists said that Harry and Meghan felt like they had vipers surrounding them in the palace. It's a book that's coming out or already just come out. And they felt like nobody was on their side, and people like William and Charles were jealous of them because they were getting more engagements and more popular. Because while some people who have come on my channel before and said nasty things about Meghan, some people don't like her, there's quite a lot of people who do like her. I've never been in the camp that dislikes her. I've never really had a huge issue with her. I also am not a huge fan either. I really don't have much of an opinion other than good for her. But that's my opinion. But there are people who are very polarized with her. But she does have quite a lot of fans, and as well as Harry, because they are popular. So whether you agree with that or not, that is the truth. And were they surrounded by jealousy in the family? Was that true? Were they surrounded by people who were watching them, wanted to watch them fall? Well, we'll see what these 6 cards say. So what they say is, oh, well, it's actually affirming this. You guys have watched my channel enough to know that I wouldn't pre-select cards. I'm not like that. I shuffle my cards, but I don't always feel like doing it on camera. And if people don't like that, deal with it. Don't watch my channel. But anyway, so 3 of Pentacles reversed. They didn't feel supported. You see that? And this is specifically talking about Meghan, because we have the Strength card, Leo, and then feeling like there was an inner argument that she wanted to release, or they wanted to release, because they felt like also the world was coming at them. So maybe that's the world in the sense of the reporters around the world. And they felt like they weren't getting that success, or they weren't being given to the way they wanted to be. And I don't think this has to do with money. It has to do with feeling like an emotional beggar. 6 of Pentacles can talk about emotional begging when it's reversed, or feeling like depleted and you don't have enough. And they decided to hermit, and this represents Harry as well, that he felt like this as well. So it's saying that this definitely is a message about them. It's interesting that both she and Harry, their cards came out of all 6 cards they could have chosen out of both decks. That the Strength card, which is Leo, and her birthday is in August, and Harry's birthday in September. The Hermit card came out in 2 different decks. The only 2 decks I brought with me, besides a handful of Oracle cards. And it's just like losing this strength, losing this enthusiasm, losing this support, and feeling like people are not being honest with you, and there's a lot of inner turmoil, and you're not being supported, you know, and you're not being appreciated, and then feeling like the world is against you, and the reporters, you know, and the letter that was published, and then feeling like, you know, you're not having enough. And again, I don't think it's not enough money. I think it's not enough, like not enough support. And so then they decided they had to leave, and they were unhappy with the situation. Whether or not you agree with that, that you think they were supported or not, or you agree that they should have reacted like that, that is what they did. And they did it because that's how they felt, and that's their perception of it. And it is coming out in the cards that that is what their perception was. They did feel like that. So it seems like the book will be pretty accurate with what it's saying. So that's it. Just 2 real quick reads, and I'm going to go through the comments and just answer a few questions and then get off of here. I just wanted to do a quick reading for everybody today and a check-in. So you can still order readings if you'd like. I'm doing several of them tonight. So if you ordered a reading, Kate, Jen, and I'm trying to think of the last person, Kate, Jen, and Mia. If you ordered a reading, I will have it by tomorrow, like I promised. And I do them in order from when I get them. So just because I'm doing this doesn't mean I'm not going to do a reading. I will. I always reiterate that when I do a live video on the night I'm doing more readings as well. I try to do that. Sometimes I forget. Did a couple videos the other day and forgot to remind people, but I try to remember. You're welcome, Nicole. What you said about Kanye is completely right. It came out the next day after the live. Yeah, the thing that I did on Patreon. Yeah, he's going to put himself in danger if he keeps talking the way he does, because orchestrate things in this world are not very nice people. And he says things that are actually true. At a concert he had when he had they called it a breakdown. Well, I do think he probably is bipolar, allegedly. I do think he probably is. Doesn't mean he doesn't say things that aren't true. You can be mentally ill and say lots of things that are true. You can even have schizophrenia and say things that are true. It doesn't mean you don't know anything. Intelligence has nothing to do with mental illness. But yes, he's going to put himself in some serious trouble if he's not careful. And so just send your good energy to him and anybody else who's in the limelight, or not even in the limelight, but anybody else who's revealing things that maybe could put themselves in a compromising situation. Let's send positive energy to them, because, you know, it is kind of sticking your neck out there sometimes when you do that. I do that sometimes too. I stopped doing it on public YouTube because I learned my lesson, unfortunately, with them screwing with my channel. But yeah, so I was going to do a reading at some point about Britney Spears. I forgot, but I will do that probably this week. He said even that he wanted to divorce her, he needs to be safe for himself and his children. That could be true. It could also be ranting, because, again, bipolar people say extreme things like that and then change their mind. So that could be what he feels in the moment. What I'm referring to more that I think is true is like the stuff he says about Hollywood and celebrities and what really goes on politically behind the scenes. He had a rant at a concert a couple years ago or a year ago where he did that. He was talking about the reality of the music industry. That's more so what I'm referring to. But things like, yeah, it could be true he wants to divorce her, but that Kanye wants to divorce Kim. But also bipolar people say things like that in the moment, and then they go and change their mind as well, you know. Hi, Christy. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm happy that you got to join. So we have a full moon. Where I am right now, the moon is going to be full very early in the morning on the 3rd. So if I do any rituals by the water and stuff like that, it will probably be on the 2nd, as long as the water is safe out here to do it near. It should be by then, but I'm going to be doing those types of things, rituals, spiritual rituals, and things like that on the 2nd. So if you guys want to get that, then get it. It's a little ways off from here. I'll probably tell you about it as it gets closer to the date. And yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else significant to talk about to you guys? We're in Leo season. Leo season is all about expansion and confidence, hence why I got a lot of wands in these pick a number readings. I think that that's for a reason. It's all about putting the self first and putting the ego first, because Leo is the ego, kind of like Pisces and Aquarius are the soul, because of the older signs of the zodiac. And Leo is a fairly young one, very much about the ego of young adulthood. That's what it represents archetypally. So to use this Leo energy to figure out how you put yourself first more, and how you can, you know, not to be corny, but roar, you know, like that Katy Perry song. How you can live your life out loud. And this goes along with the message of probably feeling, especially the Leo vibes, because I'm Venus and Mars in Leo, not giving a shit, following your own intuition. And again, not telling you guys what to do. If you feel comfortable wearing a mask inside your car or walking in the fresh air with a mask on, then go ahead and do it. I'm not telling you not to. But I personally think it's ridiculous. And part of that is that is a kind of Leo energy to say, I'm not going to do this shit. I think that's ridiculous. Being outspoken, putting yourself first, knowing yourself, very much about having a healthy ego. That's why when Leos are in the negative, they are narcissistic, because that is an unhealthy ego. Well, I'm going to leave that up as a mystery until I'm done with quarantine, you guys. But I am near a very large beach, many beaches actually, and I'm going to do a lot of great water therapy work. I already have some clients booked for that, and incantations and things like that by the water. So if you want to get one, once you guys, maybe you want to wait until you find out where I am exactly before you order them. But I'm going to be doing a lot of incantations, readings by the water, stuff like that. And water gives like a supercharged energy to it when you do a reading or an incantation by the water, especially when you have lots of water around you. Because there's actually scientific proof for that. When you're near salt water, it balances the negative ions in your body, and it helps to release depression. It helps to give you more energy. It actually helps to heal your body. So it's like the ideal place to be around a lot of salt water to do any incantation, spell, or tarot reading. So just to let you guys know. I would like it to be a surprise. So you guys can wait until I can go outside, because I can't go outside except on this balcony right now. But I will talk to you guys later, unless you have any other questions. And how do I feel out here? I feel great. I haven't really been able to go around anywhere because I can't for a few more days, and I might not be able to for more than a few days for a different reason, but I feel great. You know, it's nice to have such a nice sun and clear air compared to the air in New York. And it's nice to be in a place with so much water, because that's really where I connect spiritually the most. So I feel like Britney is, if you guys want to know more about Britney, what happened with Britney is, I think that she was a victim of, I'm not going to name the exact type of programming she was a victim of, because my account's already been pinged several times, and I'm really not looking forward to getting yet another pain in the ass pinging from the stupid algorithms on here. But she was the victim, I think, of, if I don't want to assume, and I don't want to say that she definitely was, but there could be a chance that she was allegedly abused, whether it be psychologically, sexually, or all of the above, but almost certainly allegedly psychologically abused and conditioned. And I think that abuse and conditioning caused her to have something similar to borderline personality disorder or bipolar disorder. Again, this is just my feeling. I can't say for sure if she has that, but it seems a bit like she does with a lot of the actions she's done in the past. Actually, it seems a bit more borderline, especially with the baby talking voice. They tend to do that. They're very provocative. It's a very provocative personality disorder. And that's probably because of abuse, whatever form it was that she experienced at a young age. And it's abuse in and of itself, even if she wasn't touched, right? To be telling somebody who's not of age to look so sexual in the public eye, that's abusive. You know, it doesn't have to be somebody actually being touched. It could be, you know, as a therapist, the way I perceive that is it's abusive psychologically to somebody's development to over-sexualize somebody who's not old enough to. And it doesn't have to do with any arbitrary number. You know, people like in this country especially like to say, oh, well, 18 and it doesn't matter. Well, actually it does matter, because the human brain does not stop developing until 25 years old. So in fact, if somebody who is 40 is talking to an 18-year-old, they have some problems upstairs, because an 18-year-old's brain is not done developing until they're 25 years old. So regardless of what the law says, psychology says that it's at 25 years old. That's why I always have an icky issue. If you guys have ever gone on dating apps and been on it, and I ever see somebody's age range all the way down to 18, I block them immediately. I think that's disgusting. But anyway, and I thought that was disgusting back when I was 26. So no, I'm not a jealous woman in her 30s now. But I think that something having to do with digressing off the point, but something having to do with either psychological abuse in the sense that she was sexualized too much at a young age, or actual sexual or physical abuse happened to her. And I think it was not just done in a way, like, not that it's bad enough to have it happen to somebody who lives as a regular citizen, but in her, the way it was done to her, it was more like occult brainwashing and training, because of what goes on with the elite organizations and stuff in this world and how they practice dark magic, et cetera, et cetera. They don't practice any of the high vibration stuff I do. So that's the story with her. And I think she's got fragmented personalities because of that, or some form of alleged, it's all alleged, it's not fact, BPD or something like that. I can't say it's facts, I don't know her. So anyways, on a more positive note, I hope all of you guys have a good evening or day or late night, and just understand that there's more than enough for us all, and that we don't have to be scared, and we can all live with open hearts and not have this feeling of fear all the time, because this is the one that wanted to come out of the cards I already showed you. You don't have to live in a vibration of fear. It's not going to help me, you, or anybody else. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. And thank you for joining, Luann. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for watching. You're so supportive. And yes, I appreciate you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.